A new precedent has been set today by the Supreme Court in a landmark ruling. Judges of special jurisdiction courts such as the Environment and Land Court will not be allowed to sit in other courts such as those handling criminal cases.
Despite the drawback our decision will have on the backlog of cases in our courts, we have no choice but to accede to the respondent's plea that their appeals at the High Court level be reheard. Our decision must of necessity have a similar effect on all the appeals that were determined by similarly empaneled High Court benches.
While this was the outcome, the matter leading to the appeal at the Supreme Court began more than 2 years ago when two convicts who had been sentenced to death due to violent robbery appealed against their sentences at the High Court, where Justice Christine Meoli and High Court Judge Oscar Angote of the Lands Court jointly presided over the appeal. The two judges dismissed the appeal, prompting the appellants to go to the Court of Appeal.
The decision of the Supreme Court has now met our expectation. It was our expectation that they will uphold the decision of the Court of Appeal. But all this means is that all the proceedings that were undertaken during the judicial service weeks that were gazetted by Justice Mutunga are a nullity insofar as there was participation of judges who did not have the jurisdiction to sit in those particular courts. For instance, if it was a land matter and a judge of the High Court handled that matter, then the entire proceedings are a nullity. If you have a judgment, it's zero.
At the Court of Appeal, the two argued, among other issues, that they were not afforded defense lawyers, a compulsory requirement, and that one of the judges, being a judge of the Environment and Lands Court, was not supposed to be on the bench. The Court of Appeal found that indeed they had not been tried properly. Three judges of the Court of Appeal, Okwengu J, Asike Mahandia J, and Sichale J, then ordered a retrial at the High Court, directing judges with competent jurisdiction to retry the case. This ruling has been affirmed this morning by the Supreme Court in a ruling read on behalf of the other Supreme Court judges by Justice Isaac Lenola, who also directed that the case be heard afresh at the High Court with the exclusion of special jurisdiction judges. Ken Mijungu, NTV.